All right. So today I had requests to do all the bird poses because Katie had a dream that we did all the bird poses today. So that was exciting. What I want to say about that, several things. First of all, there's lots of bird poses in yoga. So a disclaimer, I might not know them all, right? We might not get to every bird pose that's ever been in yoga, but we'll try to do or work towards the ones that I do know. I have Conti and Colby both modeling today, which is great because a lot of these bird poses, certainly I cannot do, like side crow, crane, peacock. These are all poses that are quite challenging for different body types. And so the disclaimer here is we don't have to get to the pose. Like yoga is a journey. It's not about performing or perfecting the poses. So it's been an interesting kind of journey for us here because we are filming it and we are putting it on YouTube. So we recognize as models when that performative nature comes up. Like Colby was sharing with me the other day that if he wasn't being filmed, he would have quit long ago. Like he would have rested, he would have stopped, you know? And to me, it was a kind of a slow, steady class. It wasn't necessarily challenging poses, but that's the beauty of yoga is that sometimes when you slow things down, and from my lens as teacher, you know, and I wasn't doing that practice with him too, so that's another thing, I'm not doing it. My lens as teacher, it's slow, it's steady, it's grounding. Certainly we were holding chair poses, which can be really challenging, you know. But to notice when that comes up in you, that's such a gift. To notice when the narratives come up, to notice when you're performing. You know, I've got to stay with this because I'm being filmed. That's a really interesting voice, and it's a really good opportunity to notice because we also perform in life. You know, things come along, they start to get challenging and they trigger us. And one of our defaults is to perform. So what this is bringing up for me is my relationship with my older son. I was very young when I had him. I was 19. And we bypassed a lot of hard feelings through humor. So we would begin to perform and we would make the other one laugh. And you know, I'm not saying this is necessarily a bad thing. Like I love my relationship with Evan, and I have that with you, Colby, too, where we laugh a lot and we poke fun. But just to notice when that becomes a default, a performance, that's masking something deeper. That's masking a deeper need. So what I'm saying here to my beautiful models, as well as everybody viewing this video, is that if you want to straighten your legs, straighten your legs. If you want to rest, rest. Notice what comes up for you. So maybe it's performance that keeps you staying there. Notice that. If that's true, maybe you back off. Maybe you do something different. I'm not the boss of you. You don't have to do everything I say, yeah? You have agency over your body. If you have a voice like I kind of do that comes up, which is, I can't do this, I'm not enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not thin enough, I cannot do this like other people can, that might be an opportunity to stay with it, to even move toward it, to try, because there is, it's just not true. All these narratives that we tell ourselves, they're narratives, they're not the truth often, right? So just notice what comes up for you when things get challenging. Also, notice what comes up for you when things are easy. Is there a narrative? You know, easy is perception. It's gonna be different for everybody. I think pigeon is easy. Conti does not think that. You know, so it's different for everybody. Notice what comes up for you if you think something is easy. Is there a narrative there? I'm good at yoga. I'm so flexible. You know, what is happening? Because those are the opportunities where the real practice of yoga comes in, because the true practice of yoga isn't crow, it's not crane, it's not peacock, it's not eagle pose, it's not pigeon. It's being present with whatever is, fully. Not bypassing, being fully present and noticing. Yeah. All right. So that was a a big long conversation to begin, and we'll start in some pranayama and meditation. So I'm going to move myself back to my mat. And we'll start in a comfortable seat. So if you have a pillow or a bolster or a blanket or a block, please make yourself as comfortable as possible. And notice kind of habits here. Do you sit a certain way? I do. I always draw my right heel in first. I notice Kanti often sits on her heels with a block. And so if that feels like what you want to do today, absolutely. If it feels available that you change your seat to something else, you might try that just so that we can notice what happens when we're not in familiarity. What happens when we're not in habit, you know? So for me, I'm going to draw my other heel in first, which feels awkward in my body. And so I'm going to notice that awkwardness. And as we come here into our seat, again, notice what feels familiar, notice what feels awkward. And if anything, thought or emotion rises up from awkwardness. And we'll begin to breathe. And just notice where the breath naturally resides. My invitation today is to keep your awareness on the breath as I go through different cues about your physical form. Notice if there's any change in your breath, in the length, in the texture, like choppy or smooth, in the temperature. Just notice all of that. Begin to bring your awareness to your legs and to your feet. Notice the parts of your body that are touching the earth or touching the cushion or block that you're sitting on. Allow your lower body to feel rooted. You might even imagine roots growing from your sitting bones and coming down, down, down into the deep, rich soil. You might imagine what it would be like in the subterranean, beneath the earth, and the creatures, worms, and bugs that help to create life. You might imagine the processes of death and decay that bring forth life. In our process of growth, there's a lot we let go of, a lot we let die. And that death really is the avenue, the catalyst for life, for rebirth, for growth. Now notice your jaw. Can your jaw relax? Notice your face. Can your brow relax? Can your mouth relax? even your tongue. What's happening to your breath? Awareness rising to the head, to the crown of the head, the whole skull. Can you imagine a softening, an opening, a gentle energy there at the crown and the skull? That feels receptive. Imagine the sun, the perfect temperature, shining down, lighting up your whole head, your brain. Feel the warmth, feel the light. Feel how your body responds to the energy of the sun. Notice your breath. Now imagine birds and bird song, and how bird song often wakes up with the sunlight, with the warmth, with the light. When you imagine bird song, notice your breath. Now imagine a deep, dark night sky and a cool, jeweled moon. And that moonlight and silvery streaks shining down on you. Notice the parts of your body that respond to moonlight. Notice your breath. Now imagine the song of an owl. And feel the energy of the birds who do their work in the dark. Notice the shadows. Now simply draw your awareness to your heart, the space right behind the sternum, the space between the shoulder blades. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, and the rise and fall of the back body with your breath. Our growth does not cease at night. As we sleep, our healing truly takes root. Our beings are replenished. There's much work done in the shadows. May we honor our growth in the darkness as well as our growth in the light. Notice your breath. Now, if you can, keep your eyes closed. Bring your right hand to your nose, right thumb, right nostril, ring finger left. And very gently inhale through both. Close the right side, exhale left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Continue at your own pace. Your next exhale through the right is the last one. Notice any effect on your nervous system this pranayama has had. And we'll bring our palms to our heart, bowing our heads slightly. May we deeply discover the treasures and the growth in both the darkness and the light. May we walk confidently into our own shadow to discover all the learning and healing that can be gleaned there. May this practice balance our sun energy, our moon energy, our yang, our yin, our masculine, our feminine, so that we can show up in a balanced and supported way for the work that we do in the world. One Om together. All right, my dears, let's shake out our legs. Come over onto hands and knees, and inhale to cow, exhale to cat. Stay for an inhale in cat and exhale cow. Back and forth in that manner. So we'll push play now for Shine Bright. So let's do 3 more. Again, almost like that Nadi Shuddha breath. We stay for the inhale. Next inhale, we're going to rise up onto our knees. Arms reach up overhead. On the exhale, prostrate. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Rise up onto your knees, arms up overhead, inhale. Exhale, bow, arms way forward, hands forward. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Cobra, inhale. Child's pose, exhale. Breathe here. Up onto the knees, inhale. Bow forward, hands way forward. Shift your weight forward, inhale. Lower to the ground. Cobra, inhale. Child's pose. Inhale up onto the knees. Exhale, bow. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower to the ground. Cobra, inhale. Downward facing dog. You might pedal. You might sway. Left leg lifts, inhale. Draw your knee in toward your belly, chest or nose. Step the foot forward, dip your hips, lift your heart, breathe in. Step forward and fold, breathe out. Rise up, inhale. Lean to your left. Center, inhale. Lean to your right. Center, inhale. Fold forward. Long spine, inhale. Plank. Left side, side plank. Plank. Right side. Plank. Lower toward the ground. Cobra pose. Child's pose. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Up onto your knees, arms up overhead, inhale. Bow forward. Weight shifts forward, knees stay down. Lower to the ground. Cobra pose. Child's pose. Up onto your knees. Bow forward. Weight shifts forward. Lower to the ground. Cobra pose. Child's pose. Up onto your knees. Fold forward. Shift your weight forward. Lower to the ground. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Right leg lifts. Foot steps forward. Dip your hips, lift your heart, breathe in. Step forward and fold. Rise up. Lean right. Reach up. Lean left. Reach up. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Plank. Right side, side plank. Plank. Left side, side plank. Plank. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Rise up. Mountain pose. Surya. Namaskara A. Remember, you can do chaturanga, you could hold plank, you could even do cow and cat. We're gonna do this for a while. Arms up, inhale. Fold forward. Long spine. Chaturanga or any other way to down dog. Meeting in downward facing dog, breathe. Walker hop. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Rise up. Mountain. Arms up. Fold forward. Long spine. Chaturanga up dog or cobra or whole plank. Walker hop. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up. Mountain. Arms up. Fold forward. Long spine. Chaturanga, whole plank, whatever. We'll meet in down dog. Walker hop. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Rise up. Mountain. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Down dog. Walker hop. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Rise up. Mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, your calf to down dog. Walker hop. Long spine. Fold forward. Rise up. Mountain pose. Arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Long spine. Your calf, your body, your breath. Walker hop. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up. Mountain pose. Arms up. Forward. Long spine. Your calf back to down dog. Walker hop. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up. Mountain pose. Same, but with chair pose. Fold forward. Long spine. Chaturanga, maybe change it up, knees, chest, chin. Maybe you hold plank. Meet and down dog. Walker hop. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Stand up mountain. Chair pose. Fold forward. Long spine. Your path. Walker hop. Long spine. Fold forward. Chair pose. Mountain. Chair pose. Fold forward. Long spine. Chaturanga, hold plank, whatever you want to do. Walker hop. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Chair pose. Mountain. Chair pose. Fold forward. Long spine. Your way, down dog. Walker hop. Long spine. Fold forward. Chair pose. Mountain. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Chair pose. Hands back by your hips, heels lift. Heart is forward like up dog. For me, I have to notice my ankles. They want to splay open. Try to draw them in a little. Come up, heels stay up, arms lift. Legs straight, arms straight. Hug your inner ankles. Lift your heels higher. And bring your heels down. Palms right at the heart. Chair pose. Hands back, heart forward, heels up. Stand up, heels up, legs straight, arms straight. Heels down, palms right at the heart. Chair pose. Heels up, hands back, heart forward. Straighten arms, straighten legs, heels stay up. Heels down, palms right at the heart. Chair pose. Fold forward. Long spine. Down dog your way. Left leg high. Foot steps forward. Crescent lunge. Left arm under, eagle arms. Lift your heart up. Reach your arms up. Down dog your way. Right leg lifts. Right foot steps forward. Crescent lunge. Arms open. Right arm under, eagle arms. Lift your heart. Arms reach up. Down dog your way. Walk or hop. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Hands back, heart forward, heels up. Rise up, heels stay up. Heels down, palms at the heart. Chair pose. Hands back, heart forward, heels up. Rise up, heels stay up. Heels down, palms to the heart. Chair pose. Hands back, heart forward, heels up. Rise up, heels stay up. Heels down, palms to the heart. Chair pose. Fold forward. Long spine. Down dog your way. Left leg lifts. Left foot steps forward. Crescent lunge, rise up. Arms out to either side. Right arm under. Right leg up and over. Eagle pose. Arms release and reach up, tree. Feet down, hands down, mountain pose. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Chair pose. Fold forward. Long spine. Down dog your way. Right leg lifts. Right foot steps forward. Crescent lunge, rise up. Arms out to the side. Left arm under. Left leg up and over. Arms reach up, tree. Mountain pose. Steady today, you all. Interesting. Interesting how that energy feeds. Yeah? It's good. Chair pose. And just notice, are we performing? Are we trying to hold the pose? I don't feel like it. Do you?
I'm trying to not dance.
You're trying to not dance. Because there's a natural performer within. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Down dog your way. Left leg lifts. Left foot steps forward. Crescent lunge rise. Arms open. Right arm under. Right leg over. Fly up tree. Right knee lifts. Airplane. Open half moon. Warrior two. Right arm under, eagle arms. Humble warrior. Eagle arms. Release your arms. Plank. Right side, side plank. Plank. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Down dog. Right leg lifts. Foot steps forward. Crescent lunge. Arms open. Left arm under. Left leg over. Tree. Left knee lifts. Airplane. Half moon. Warrior two. Left arm under. Humble warrior, eagle arms. Plank. Left side, side plank. Plank. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Down dog or sit back on your heels or child's pose. So for some of us, this next one, blocks, will help under the hands. We're going to meet in down dog. Shift high on the balls of the feet. Bend your knees, draw your chest back. Hop to squat. Could you lift your heart forward and up? Maybe using your elbows on your inner thighs. Nice, Kanti. Again, everybody has a really different experience in these poses. Notice what's coming up for you. Notice. For me, this feels easy. What does that make? What narrative arises? For Kanti, I can tell it's challenging. What narrative arises? That's the gift, not the pose. Because this pose is easier for me, I would be tempted to stay. Because this pose is more challenging for Kanti, she might be tempted to leave, right? So the choice is crow. The choice is crow. Since I know crow scares me, I'm putting a bolster out in front. You could have a pillow. I will also place a block underneath my toes, and I'll perch myself on this block. The pillow will be a crashing pad, a landing pad, yeah? And then as you lean forward, maybe one toe comes off at a time, or maybe they both do. For some folks, if crow feels pretty natural, you might begin to straighten your arms to crane. You gotta squeeze, squeeze. Yes, Kanti, squeeze the outer thigh, inner thighs to the elbows. Arms straighten, straighten, straighten. Meet in down dog. You can jump back, you could do whatever, yep. Deep breath in. Long breath out. So we're gonna peacock then this morning, not good. We're gonna come to our knees. We're gonna place our hands, fingertips to face back. Shoulders away from the ears. You might have your hands together if they can do that. They might be wider apart, yeah? We're gonna bend our elbows. That's gonna be the challenge here, yeah? And bring the shoulders away from the ears. So y'all, there's always places to stay. This, for me, feels like an amazing wrist stretch, yeah? So if that's true for you, you might stay here. Some of you are gonna shift your weight forward. So your shoulders go beyond, yep, and lift your knees. Some of you might be able to lift one leg. Nice, maybe the other. Gotta push in and push away. right? So maybe hands are wider. Yeah, and we're gonna try to have the shoulders at elbow height. Yeah, so you can use that teeter-totter, right? But you can also have a block underneath your toes. So maybe Kanti will demo that with her. She'll come to the position and we'll put a block underneath her toes. So 1 foot at a time goes on the block. Yep. So see how high her shoulders are there. Yeah. Look forward. And then maybe one toe comes away, maybe the other, maybe they don't. That's fine, right? Again, it's not about perfecting the pose. Notice what comes up, especially being filmed. You think you're supposed to stick it. Yeah, you're not. There's more learning not sticking it sometimes. So hold these shoulders, go ahead and tip forward. Yeah. But then once the legs come up, can the shoulders also come up? It's hard.
Yeah, super hard.
Super hard, yeah. So this pose is kind of bullshit. But does it give you some opportunity to feel into a narrative, a thought, an emotion? Yeah. What if we put a block like under the chest? Yeah. And did it that way. Or even staying here like this, plank. Woo, that's strong for me. Yep, Kanti, yes. Yep.
It's such a teeter-totter.
It is a teeter-totter, yeah. All right, so maybe one more little attempt at that, and then we'll be done. Yep. Okay. Down dog. Walk or hop squat. Let's bring the back of the palms together here if we can. Stretch the wrists in this way. Smart. Put a block underneath your seat if it's challenging for you here. Let's make our little light fists. Yeah, back of the palms together, little light fists, you know what I mean? Does that feel like something's happening magically in your wrists? Okay, so we're gonna straighten the legs and have the legs wide. Wide-legged forward fold. A block could be underneath your left hand, right arm lifts in a twist, and then that right hand is gonna tuck behind you, maybe into your pants like me, or maybe it can kind of go around. You might thread this left arm under, and maybe you can interlace your fingers. For me, that would not be possible with my thighs. So I'm just twisting, keeping that left knee bent. Yeah. So my weight is going left, and I'm in a twist with a half bind. Heel toe that right leg in. Bring your weight right over that right foot. Rise up with the left leg. Bird of paradise. So for me, I have a half bind. You could start to straighten that leg or keep the knee bent. Bring that foot down. Undo yourself into a wide-legged forward fold. There might be a block underneath your right hand, left arm lifts, left arm tucks behind you, half bind. Maybe you can touch your thigh. For me, I just tuck into my pants. We're looking up. We'll take that right hand under the thigh, the knee, or maybe you can bind, yeah? And then heel toe, the left leg in, bring your weight left, rise up right. Only try to straighten the leg if your chest is up high. From the root up, how do plants grow? Root, stem, and then reaching for the sky with leaves and flowers. Bring the leg down, wide-legged forward. Halfway lift. Down dog your way, down dog your way. Last time, we're gonna either walk or hop to squat, or you might try to hop to crow, yeah? Yeah, cool. It's good though, yeah.
It's scary, but
It's super scary.
I was trying to do alternate.
Might be harder, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna meet in down dog. Left leg lifts. Pigeon pose. So as you come to pigeon, we'll scoot our left hip back enough that if it doesn't go to the floor, maybe we'll put a pillow underneath it, yeah? And we're gonna stay in pigeon today for quite some time, yeah? So if this hurts your knee at all, going to thread the needle is an appropriate place to be, yeah? But if this is just in your hip and it's bringing something up for you, you feel strong sensation in the left hip, you feel strong emotions that might come along with sensation, my invitation is to breathe and see if it shifts. See how it might change. As long as it's not pain that feels harmful. If it's discomfort, it's okay to stay and breathe and notice what happens for you in discomfort. Does your breath change? Does your awareness shift at all? Do you dissociate? Do you check out? Just notice. It's all really good information. So my invitation here today is to shift your weight to the left, to the right, and look to the left, to the right and look to the left. Does that change things in your left hip? Yeah. Breathe. I might start to shift my weight even more right, draw my left hip back. Does that change anything? Breathe. So we have about 5 more breaths in this version of pigeon. And then maybe you have blocks or you walk up onto your front leg and bring your shoulders back. Bring your weight to the right, draw your left hip back. What changed? For me now, suddenly I feel the front of my right hip, hardly any sensation in my left hip. And so it's interesting to notice that. This feels less familiar to me. So it brings up a different sensation, which triggers different emotions and narratives. Breathe. Of course, we tend to move toward what is familiar. Of course we do. It's how we survived our childhoods as a species. Yeah? We found out through trial and error what is familiar. What can we count on? When things get new, our nervous system has to reset to take in new information. Sometimes in vinyasa, we blow through poses so fast that our body can't absorb the new information. So we fall into patterns and habits that exploits our flexibility where we're already flexible versus stabilizing our joints, stabilizing our breath, stabilizing maybe even our thoughts and emotions, settling them to take in new information. Bend your right knee, reach back with your right hand for the outer edge of the foot. Come onto blocks or your forearm, shift your weight to the right, draw your heel in towards your butt. Shift your weight right. New information, body has to resettle. Do you feel your right quad? What's happening to your breath? Release the foot. Look to the left. Bring your weight right. Draw your left hip back. What, if anything, is changing? What is remaining the same? Bring your head forward and down on blocks, on arms, whatever works. Now, come up one more time. Move your blocks out of your way so you can see your front leg. Doesn't matter how parallel your shin is, that's just my hips. What I will invite you into is to hard flex this left foot at the ankle. Yeah? To lift your heel and push into the pinky toe edge side of the ball of the foot. Push. Yeah, do you feel sensation? Mm-hmm. Look left, push into that foot. Take a deep breath and bring your shoulders back and down. Bring your heart up. Inhale, and then come forward now and let everything go. Everything go. All right, here's we're gonna sit up and off onto that left hip. So really sit off onto that left hip. We're gonna bend the right knee. Reach back with the right hand for the inner edge of the foot. Kick the foot into the hand. Or maybe you reach your left arm up and you interlace your fingers and you have that foot in your elbow. Yeah? So for me, that's not possible. So I stay here in this version of mermaid, kicking that back foot into my hand. I like to use my fingertips here on that left thigh to lengthen out this left side. Great, release the pose, my dears. Swing that right leg all the way around for a seated twist. Lift your right arm up. Take your right hand behind you to the floor or a block. Bring your right hip down. Hug your right thigh in. Maybe you use your hand. Maybe you have your forearm against that thigh. Twist. Unwind yourselves just to where ankle, knee, knee to ankle, double pigeon. So let's put the left leg on top since that's the one we've been working with. Yep. So knee to ankle, ankle to knee, if possible. Hard flex this foot if possible. And so Kanti has a modification here, a great one, where the right leg is straight. Yeah. So we're just gonna sit up here. Take your left hand up. Left hand, the forearm goes to the foot. Push the foot against the hand and arm against the foot. Twist to the right. Come back up. Flex your feet. Move slightly forward. You feel your left hip. Sit up, undo your legs, bounce them, wiggle them, thank them. And make your sweet way to down dog. For a moment, pause here and breathe and notice any difference between the left side and the right. Maybe it's subtle, maybe it's not subtle. Right leg lifts. Pigeon. Walk yourself back. So instead of bringing our right foot up, we're trying to draw our right knee back, right hip back. If the hip does not go to the floor, place a block or a cushion under it. I'm going to stay maybe on forearms for a moment, maybe on blocks. Look right. Draw that left hip back as you lean. Draw the right hip back, lean to the left. You're looking right, right hip back, lean your weight left. And then head can come back to center. We'll stay here for a little bit. Notice the difference between your sides. Most of us are not the same side to side. In fact, our two legs and hips might have very different lived experiences. Maybe there's been an injury to one side. Maybe through habitual patterns of walking or sitting or driving, one side has gotten a lot tighter than the other. So the difference between equality and equity is an important one to remember in a yoga practice, because we want to take into account the different lived experiences. So, what do we need to do to support ourselves so that this pose can be one we can settle and breathe? Maybe it's different than what we did on the left side. We honor that. That's equity. We'll walk up now, maybe onto blocks. Maybe onto your front thigh. And again, we're gonna draw that right hip back. You might suddenly start to feel your left hip flexor more, yeah? You might look to the right, bring your weight to the left. Give time for your body to settle into this new information. And then, my dears, we're gonna bend that left knee. Reach back with the left hand for the outer edge of the foot. And then bring your weight back to the left. Draw the heel in toward the booty and take in this new information. What's your jaw doing? What's your face doing? What's your breath doing? Now release that foot. Come on the forearms. Draw that right hip back. Take a few breaths here. Walk yourself back up. Hard flex the right foot at the ankle. Lift the right heel. Push into the ball of the foot. Lean your weight left. Look right, push. Strong. Come forward and down. Release everything. As we sit up, we'll bend the left knee, reach back for the inner arch of the foot, mermaid. And so some of you might be able to interlace your fingers behind your head. I don't like that as much. Feels like it shortens my QL in a way that I don't think is good. So I just reach for my foot and try to have length on both sides of my ribs. Now release. Sit off onto that right hip. Bring that foot forward, but we're gonna put the right heel, the right leg on top. So ankle to knee, knee to ankle, double pigeon. I know. So we'll settle here. And just notice our different lived experiences, right? Is this a challenging place to be? Does it somehow feel familiar or easeful? Reach your right arm up. Bring your right forearm into the right foot. Push the foot against the arm against the foot, and twist to the left. Come back to center and lean a wee bit forward. Use your breath. Are you still present here? Are you starting to check out? And if so, why? Is there something there in that right hip or groin that makes it challenging to be present? Just notice. Sit up. We'll shake our legs out in front. And then we'll cross our left foot over and we'll twist to the left. What about twists? Do they feel easy in your body? If so, what does that bring up? Do they feel challenging? If so, what does that bring up? Do they feel familiar or new? We'll slowly unwind ourselves. And then for our final pose today, we're going to come to supported fish. So that might mean a pillow and a block. That could mean pillows if you don't have blocks. That could mean you have a blanket around your feet. Just see what feels like you could actually really, truly be supported here, really, truly release and not think about any muscle energy, but just support. What does support feel like? So my dears, as you settle yourselves into a position where maybe you can let go and feel support, notice just the energy of the practice today. Yeah. Likely there were some new things. Likely there were some things that challenged you or felt even unavailable to you. Likely there were things that felt familiar and easeful to you. It's not performing yoga. It's practicing being present for whatever arises. Watching these videos at home by yourself is a really, really, really deep practice because there isn't the energy of the room, which can keep you motivated, which can allow you to notice how you sync up with other people's energy. I noticed that big time during the sun salutations with Kanti and Colby. A breath that was like one breath, we were all breathing together. An ability to feel synchronized and in flow and how much I crave that. It feels like connection to me. When you're at home and by yourself, other than us modeling it or breathing, if you can hear us, it's different. And somehow can be even more challenging because you don't have to stay with it, or you could fall into narrative, story. And there isn't that sense of accountability, someone else in the room. And so my question, and I don't have an answer, and I don't think that we always need answers. I think sometimes questions are more powerful than answers. Is, did you catch yourself overperforming? Did you catch yourself, as I did, I can't do crow. I can't, it hurts. Is that fully true? Could be. My knees were heavy on my triceps. That was true. Is there a point in the practice where you felt frustrated? Is there a point where you felt inspired? Could all of that be a gift? My dears, we'll slowly roll to one side, doesn't matter which one. Use the pillow under our head still if we want to for a little fetal position. We'll breathe into the back of the heart. We'll slowly return again to our seat. And maybe that means you're sitting up on something in that same seat that you took at the beginning of class. So that maybe to you awkward seat. Yeah. And does it feel any different? For me, it's vastly different. When I draw my left heel in now, it feels like my hips are open enough where I don't feel it in the same way as when I started class. So that's just interesting to notice. I believe in all these years of practicing yoga, all these years of teaching yoga, that there's so much unlearning we need to do. And yoga offers us that opportunity to unlearn some of the ways that we show up in performance. And the ways that we don't even try because we already have a narrative that holds us back. Somewhere in the middle is the gift. Yeah. When Colby jumped to crow and Kanti and I both looked at him and was nice, that's inspiring. And that's not wrong to say, awesome, Colby, as long as we don't think we are less than if we don't do it, right? So just feeling into how this practice, because it's so physical, it offers us this opportunity to look again and again and again at where we perform for the sake of thinking we need to do it right, or where we're inspired by something and that can encourage us, where we say, I can't do this, and where does that show up in our life off the mat? All of it is just a practice. No right, no wrong, just a practice. I want to end today with what my friend Viola says at the end of practice. Came to me and I really love it. We repeat, I've done my best.
I've done my best.
I leave the rest.
I leave the rest.
In the spirit of peace, we say Shanti.
Shanti.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Salam.
Salam.
Amani. Maluhia. Irini.
Irini.
Shiakan.
Shiakan.
Jam.
Jam.
Pache.
Pache.
Pat. In the spirit of our collective liberation, we say Aho.
Aho.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Amin.
Amen.
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 Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Kapu aloha.
Aloha.
In Lakach. Satnam. Namaste.
Namaste.
Black Lives Matter.